Hello everybody, welcome back to Being the Odds, NFL's Futures Edition. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zach, and welcome to Being the Odds. I won over 60% of my NFL and college football straight bets yesterday, giving out a lot of them for free on YouTube, by the way. And in today's video, I'm going to go through every single NFC team and give you their over-under for their season win total for 2025. We'll have our AFC video out tomorrow, August 12th as well. So if you're already watching on Tuesday, congrats, just go right up to that video after you're done with this one. And if you want our daily free picks, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a pick. We post free plays literally every single day throughout the year. But here's the deal, guys. You're not here to hear about my channel. What you're here to hear about is who's going to go over, who's going to go under, who's going to overperform, who's underperform. Let's get rolling. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to go, if you imagine a clock, I'm going counterclockwise. Start with the NFC North, going to the West, to the South, then to the East. So let's start with the NFC North, okay? I think this is one of the better divisions of football, obviously. This isn't exactly a, much of a hot take. But first things first, I'm going to start with the Lions first, okay? We're going to go with the under on this play. The Lions win total right now is at 10.5 in Vegas. We're going to go under on this play. This is first off, the Lions, I think the issue here with the Lions, besides the fact they lost both their coordinators, which is going to be massive, they're going to have a slower start. They have a really, really difficult schedule, and they play a first place schedule. They lost, like I said, lost both coordinators, but they have their 6 hardest games on the road this year. They have the Packers, Chiefs, Ravens, Redskins, Rams, and Eagles, all on the road. Those are massive. Those are going to be very, very big challenges. And not even mentioning the Bears are going to be better than last year. The Packers are a really solid team. And by the end of the season, they're going to be beaten up. If this line was 9.5, I think they would go over. I think they're going to land right at 10. So in this case, we're going to go with the Lions. We're going to go with the under 10.5 wins. Next, we're going to go with the Packers. I'm going over 9.5 wins. This is one of my favorite future bets and my strongest win total bet future that we have, in my opinion. The Packers this year are going to be last year's Vikings. Here's what I mean by this. Stay with me now. They're not a super talented roster, but their record is going to be way better than their overall postseason ceiling. They have a very favorable schedule. Most of their tough games are at home, which is a very, very big deal here. And they have a stretch. They have a stretch in their schedule, which is pretty remarkable, where they go in order. Browns, terrible. Cowboys, can't stop anybody. Bengals, can't stop anybody. They might be the worst defense in the NFL. Cardinals, Steelers, Panthers. That could be 6 wins in a row right there. And many of these games are going to be at home. Jordan Love is an extra year in Matt LaFleur's system. He's going to be playing even better. Josh Jacobs is a great running back. I think they're going to win 10, 11, 12 games this year. And it could be, like I said, the Vikings, where they could literally win 13 or 14 games and then get absolutely smoked in the wild card round or the first round of the divisional round, excuse me. But I love the Packers over 9.5 for their win total. Next, we're going with the Bears. I'm going over 8.5 wins with the Bears. This number just seems right. I'm going to go with the over. They fixed the O-line. They have better coaching. They have great weapons. And Caleb Williams should be better. One thing I'll say about this win total here for you guys who are Bears fans, if they don't go over this number, Caleb's not the guy. They have too good of a team. I think Ben Johnson's going to be a fantastic coach. I wanted him to be the Redskins coach last year. Actually, I'm very happy with Dan Quinn. He's a fantastic offensive mind. If you didn't get Caleb Williams to go, that's really all the season really is about for you guys. But I think you go over this number. I think definitely there's a big improvement over last year. And they have a very, very inviting first 4 games and last 4 games, which is going to be really big when you're talking about this over. Next, Vikings, under 8.5 wins for the year, without question. They have to play a second-place schedule with a new quarterback. Jordan Addison on a 3-game suspension to start the year, which is not going to go, which is a big deal, because then you could really bracket Justin Jefferson, because outside T.J. Hawkinson, the running backs don't strike fear in anybody. They don't have any other wide receivers outside of Jordan Addison, and Justin Jefferson obviously is awesome, but if you don't have Jordan Addison there to stretch the field, they're just going to bracket him all day long. And they have a really, really tough stretch in the middle of the season where they go in order: Eagles, Chargers, Lions, Ravens, Bears, Packers, Seahawks, Redskins. That is a hard schedule. And if they win 2 of those games, I think that's a win for them, given the fact that they have a new quarterback. And are we really certain about J.J. McCarthy? Listen, when he was hurt all last year, but when he was in Michigan, the plan to beat Michigan is make him throw the ball, and then he somehow is the number 4 pick. I don't really get it. I really don't understand why everyone thinks J.J. McCarthy is going to be as good as Jaden Daniels last year or even Drake May. I think Caleb Williams last year's performance will be better than JJ's this year's performance. The Vikings are going to take a big regression. I love Kevin O'Connell. I love a lot of this personnel. Defense is pretty good, but this offense is going to struggle even with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson. So under 8.5 Vikings, that's going to be NFC North. So we got Vikings and Lions under, Packers, Bears over. Let's go to NFC West now. This is also a really solid division in football as well. I like the Rams. I'm going to start with the Rams first. Rams have a 9.5 win total. I'm going over in this spot. I'm going to assume Matt Stafford's healthy. I know he's got a disc right now, but they say he's going to practice on Monday or today. So that's going to be a really, really big deal. And one thing that's really underrated here for these NFC West is that they get to play against the NFC and AFC South, which are the two worst divisions in football by a mile. So they have a very, very favorable schedule. The Rams rebuilt the defense since Aaron Donald has left, and he's been absolutely unbelievable. The offense is elite, especially with Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, a good offensive line. The coaching's elite from McVay. This is a dark horse Super Bowl team that I think could absolutely win the Super Bowl this year without question, as long as they stay healthy. And Matt Stafford is still that guy. I see them having a little bit of a slow start like they always do. If you look at their schedule, it's a little bit front-loaded. But after that, and a lot of East Coast games, time slots, where they're playing in the East Coast at 1 o'clock, which is going to throw off their body clock a little bit. I love them going over this number. They should be able to fly over. This should be an 11-12 win team easy. Next, 49ers. And this is the 49ers. This is one that I really, really struggled with. I thought that when I first started doing the research, I thought we'd be talking about under all day long, but their schedule is just crazy easy. They're playing a third place schedule. They are playing the same NFC AFC South schedule, which they're going to go probably 6-2 against those teams, maybe even 7-1 against the NFC AFC South. And they're going to land right at 11 or 12 wins, assuming that they're healthy. I'm not a big Brock Purdy guy, and I think their defense is not as good as past years, but they're still really good, and the offense definitely isn't as good, and we have to be really careful with injury here. But my initial lean is over. Not my favorite play in the world, but if I had to do it, I'd bet the over 10.5 wins on the Niners, but they're going to get smoked in the playoffs because they're not good enough. Brock Purdy's not good enough to carry this team. We'll get back to the picks in just 1 second, but let me ask you this question. How would you like this fall to win 60% of your football bets? I know, pretty crazy. But imagine the vast majority of Sundays where you finish up, you watch Sunday Night Football, and you're relaxed because you already have a winning day guaranteed no matter what happens in the late game. You're feeling great. That's what our members experience every single Saturday, every single Sunday just about. And you can get that all for 40% off using code FOOTBALL at zdmbets.com/picks. As a member, our members get our members-only best bets every single day, which most profitable best bets on a day-to-day basis. They also have a direct line to me. So any game they're considering betting that we don't cover, they can reach out to our hotline number, get a guaranteed response back about any game they're considering betting, and they get all of our bankroll management documents, so that way when they actually win money with us, they're able to keep it and profit. So guys, the website is zdmbets.com/picks. Website is linked in the pinned comment below. Now let's get you guys back to the video. Cardinals, under 8.5. Got to do it for the win total. They're not good at all. I'm not a huge Kyler Murray guy. I'm not a big believer. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. was the most overrated prospect the entire, of all the main guys from last year. He was by far the most overrated prospect. I said that all day long on our pick videos last year when they did the draft 2 years ago. I did some bets on that. And I was saying that he's going to go at number 4, but I think that he should go probably in the 10 to 20 range because he's not that good. And we saw that a little bit yesterday. People just see Marvin Harrison and think about Marvin Harrison's dad. He's still going to be a good receiver, but he's not going to be that top flight guy. They have a lot of really tough road games that are derailed this season. They're going to land right 6-11, 7-10. I mean, until you honestly get a better quarterback than Kyler and you can fix the defense a little bit, they're going to have trouble. So Cardinals under 8.5 wins for 2025. Now, this is one that I think is the Seahawks are next. The Seahawks are going way over 7.5. I think this team is an 8 to 10 win team, easy. They're a sleeper playoff team, and they can make a little bit of noise. They have a much improved wide receiving core. Trading DK was extremely smart. This was the right move. This was so obvious, and the fact that they were able to get this, they got a good deal for him, and they got him out of there. DK is just run forward. He's not a good route runner. He makes all these ridiculously stupid unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. They probably got rid of 7 unsportsmanlike conducts. Just that. Not even holds or anything like that. Just unsportsmanlike conducts because they got rid of DK, which is going to be a big deal when you're in the NFC West. Jack Smith and Jigba will take his rightful place number 1 receiver, and Kupp is a fantastic compliment with him. I'm a Darnold guy. I think he's gonna have a good year this year. I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback, but he's definitely in the top half. I love the running backs too with Charbonnet and I'm literally blanking so hard on the starting running back for the Seahawks. I am blanking. I'll come back to it. But those two running backs are really solid, and their defense is loaded. Mike McDonald's a great defensive coach. I love the Seahawks team this year. I think they go way over this number. I think they landed like the 9. I said 8 to 10. I think it's more 9 or 10 wins there. So I love the NFC West here. The NFC West, the Seahawks to go over this number. So they have that very favorable schedule with the AFC and NFC South, which is going to be big. And they have the Cardinals twice. They're going to beat them twice. So give me the Seahawks 7.5 over wins here. Next, NFC South. Let's start with the Panthers. I'm going with under 6.5 wins. I know people really want them to be over because Bryce looked good last year. This really is just about how good does Bryce look and is he the guy? This is a barely bet. Like, I think it's going under, but I mean, just barely. They could very well go over this number. But this is definitely one where they can go over, but they have a lot of toss-up games that go their way. If Bryce takes the next step or the next 2 steps or hell, the next 3, they're gonna these wins are gonna stack up. I mean Seahawks at home is definitely a toss-up game because Seahawks are coming to the East Coast. Bucks at home, I like that, but right now I would pick the Bucks. Cowboys at home, they should win, but I'm not sure. I think the Cowboys could still beat them. Falcons, Dolphins, same thing. If Bryce is the guy that they think he is, they should be able to win at least 3 of those 5 games. And if they do that, they'll go way over this number. I just don't know if they will. Under 6.5 total wins for the Panthers. Saints, 5.5, way under. Not even really worth talking about. The Saints will be lucky to win 4 games this year. And they don't have a roster that's remotely good enough. We're going to get a lot of could the Saints or Browns beat Texas. Like, that's what it's going to be, like Texas Longhorns. Can they beat Penn State? That's what we're getting a lot of in this. The Saints are fucking terrible. They're not good enough, man. It's when Tyler Shuck's your quarterback, that's gonna be a problem. He was like the 4th best quarterback in the ACC last year. It's gonna be bad. Like, it's gonna be a beatdown. The Saints are gonna turn the Aints after this year. Bucks 9.5. I got them on the over on that. I think they're gonna land right at 10. I think it's gonna be close. They have a pretty kind schedule. Not a lot of back-to-back difficult games. The most difficult stretch they have are Pats, Bills, and Rams. I think they lose 2 out of 3 there. But they're going 5-1 in this division, if not 6-0. So Bucks over 9.5 wins. Falcons, I got them over, but just like barely. This has 8 and 9 written all over it. They have good skilled guys. Weird defense. So they got some talent, but they're not that good. They have a second place schedule that puts them behind the 8 ball. And they have a tough stretch of games. They have 2 really tough stretches. But, I mean, this Falcons team, I just cannot quit this Falcons team. I just can't. But, I mean, there's going to be some stretches, though, in the schedule. I mean, if we're just looking at it really quick, they've got a few stretches here where it's just like, I don't really see how they're going to win any games. But, you know what? I like the Falcons here to be able to go over this number, but I'm talking like barely. They're going to get it on week 18. That's when they're going to get it. Next, we're going to go with the NFC East, the most popular teams in all the NFL, outside maybe the Bears and Packers. First off, we'll start with the Eagles. I'm going with the Eagles 11.5 under, but like I'm talking barely. They're an 11-win team. They're going to win the division. I want you to understand that the Eagles will win the division, but they have a really, really, really tough end to the season. I mean, if you're looking at this, when you're looking at the Eagles schedule, they've got in the last 6 games, they have the Bears, which, by the way, the Bears, I think if you're expecting them to go over, I think they're going to be a much improved team. That's going to be a tough game. Chargers in LA, tough game. Raiders, they're going to kill them. Then they have the Redskins twice, my Redskins. And then they have the Bills in Buffalo. That's a really tough stretch. The beginning of the season, it's okay. I mean, they have the Cowboys, which are going to murder. But then the Chiefs in the KC, that's going to be tough. The Rams, who played them as close as any team did in the playoffs, and the Rams are very good. The Bucks in Tampa Bay, and the Bucks have owned them in Tampa Bay early in the season. And the Broncos, which is going to be a tough game, although I think they're going to beat the Broncos. They've got the beginning and the end of their schedule is freaking brutal. They're the best team in the NFC East until seen otherwise. But they're gonna hit 11 on the spot. They're also the Super Bowl hangover is a real thing. They're now the hunted versus being the hunters, which is different. And you just have a really tough schedule to finish and a really tough schedule to start. So I got the Eagles right 11 wins, so under in this case 11.5. Giants under 5.5, but here's the thing: they have a path to the over here. They just have a ridiculous first 8 games, and they want. I swear the NFL want the Giants to be terrible. I mean, that's what they get for people keep employing Russell Wilson. I'm just convinced of that. But here's the path for the Giants. If their D-line can be the best D-line in football, which is very possible, with Burns and Thibodeau and Abdul Carter, who I'm a Penn State fan, Abdul Carter's the real deal. Like, he is unbelievable. If that D-line can win them some games, I can see it happening. If Russ isn't a total disaster, or if Jackson Dart gets in there and is really solid, they can get over this number. I'm not remotely convicted the Giants going under 5.5. I think they could go over it, but I like the Giants here, under 5.5 if I had to pick my money on it right this second. Cowboys, we're going under 7.5. Vegas nailed this one. They're a 7-10 team. Their defense isn't remotely good enough. And especially if Micah is having contract issues and he's not bluffing. If he's not bluffing, this defense could be like bottom 3 in the league. If he is bluffing, they're bottom 10 in the league. They are not a good defense. And the Cowboys, to keep it simple, are the retarded version of the Bengals, where their defense is a little bit better than the Bengals, but their offense is substantially worse. Because you're basically, the way the Cowboys are playing on winning games is outscoring everyone. That's what it looks like to me. And if you're going to hope Dak Prescott, CD's great, George Pickens, a walking 15-yard penalty, and I don't even know the running backs. Like they don't have the personnel to do what the Bengals do, and their defense is almost as bad as the Bengals. And if Micah gets traded, this Cowboys team is going to be a putrid, I mean putrid defense. And the Cowboys going under this number. It's going to be right at 7. I could see it going to 8 maybe, but really this is a 7-10 team. I don't know. There's some people I'm seeing picking the Cowboys win the division. They've lost their mind. People are just drinking the Dak Kool-Aid because it just works on ESPN FS1. But I mean, Cowboys going under this number. And then I got my Redskins. No, they're not the Commanders. They're the Redskins. Everyone in DC calls them that. We all know this. We're going to go over, but barely. I'm talking like 10 wins on the dot. That is what we're talking about here. We will regress wins-wise. Last year we won 12. This year we won 10. We have a harder schedule. 10-11 wins seems right based on the schedule. We have lots of toss-up games where they can go either way. I feel better about it if we get the Terry McLaurin deal done, which I think we will. He wants to be here. He politely requested trade. He didn't demand one like Micah did. But the thing is with us, we have to take the Bengals. We got to outscore everyone. But if the defense plays well, which the edge rushers are going to be tough. I mean, we have Von Miller, which is helpful, but I don't know how good he is anymore. If the defense plays well, this team could look like last year where we have 12 or 13 wins. But we're really more realistic and be like 10. I wouldn't be surprised with 9-8, but I think we're going to go 10 wins, make the playoffs, come in second in the division. And if we can win the division, that'd be sick, but I think we're going to probably finish second in the division. So that's what we got. And, here's the thing. When it comes to these over-unders, obviously these things could change based off injury, but I absolutely love these. I think we're going 16-0 on these. That's what I think. I think we're going 16-0, maybe 15-1. Maybe we got one of these wrong. Maybe we got the Panthers one wrong. But guys, love it. And guys, like I said, we do have an MLB video out right now because we have MLB videos every single day because baseball's on. We have an NFL video out every single day the NFL is on, including preseason. So guys, go lock those in. Let's go win together. Let's go make some money and make sure you check out those other videos.